It's the afternoon trap. What up? God damn it. I am DC Rock.
King Juice.
Deja Merritt.
And we got our special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
I gave him the name of the Goats of Atlanta.
Yeah.
I gave him the name the Goats of Atlanta.
I just say boss man. That's it.
This nigga either own everything or part of everything. Goddamn, I just know them motherfuckers be we about to go ahead and let him introduce himself to the afternoon trap fans. You can go ahead, bro.
I go by Dorsey. That's actually my last name, but nobody really knows that. Dolo Dorsey. Been here most of my life from New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. Mom worked for the Coca-Cola company for 25 years, and that's my philosophy.
Word. Okay.
That's all.
So let me ask you this, man. Where does the start come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does somebody from Jersey come here and get popping at them?
Honestly, I started throwing high school parties. You guys might be familiar with Tunde and Sean. Those were my original business partners from, we used to call ourselves Team Millionaires.
Okay.
We went to Stevens in high school.
Eastside.
They managed Summer Walker and Black and Drum and a couple other artists now.
Tunde runs Love Renaissance now.
Correct.
Yes.
And then Meezy was definitely down with us now. Back then, he's 21
Savage manager. Yeah.
So we all came from the East Side and do high school parties for more so everyone in the cab, rather than just Stevenson. So we did all the prom after parties, the homecoming after parties. Continued through college. They decided to go music.
Right.
I decided to stay nightlife.
So what made you decide to stay at nightlife? And then, here's the real question: what made you stay at nightlife? And looking at them in music now, do you wish you would have got into music?
I do not like the music industry. It's a lot of politics that I don't like to have to deal with.
Okay. By the way, that's some different shit I just seen right now. Yeah,
Band-Aid.
Saying you doing.
Band-Aid.
Just people don't know who not saying it. This nigga just rolled a backwood and wrapped a paper around it.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. I'm not smoking.
Man,
we like what? I'm sorry. My bad. Weed heads.
Band-Aid for sure.
Weed heads. Addicts.
This is what helps me deal with everybody. So.
Okay.
For sure.
Oh shit. But yeah, you say you don't fuck with the music industry?
It's really a lot of politics. And I really don't like to have to do all of that. I like to really produce good products and you go from there. But a lot of music comes from hype. And I'm really not into the hype.
Nightlife ain't the same way?
No, more so because like you can have 5 parties that do great in one night. I just built my brand around customer service and just partying with the people. Like I get drunk for business. If you get I kind of take shots with everybody. I'm cool with the bathroom man. Like I'm cool with my door staff. Like, and there's not a lot of people that's gonna do that. You feel me? A lot of people just like to own shit, and then it just goes from there. But like I like to know my people, and that's really kind of why my other businesses are doing okay. Because my people aren't just customers; they kind of like. We're kind of friends. Like we took shots together, and we don't know each other like that. It's like you'll go to Seesaw because you know me, rather than going to Longhorn or a random restaurant you don't know nobody at. So that's kind of my philosophy.
And I agree with you because one thing I do notice about the places that you own, it's more of like you're chill. You don't like I'm the boss. Da 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 da. Like,
I hate that. I don't want you to know.
And you have like a chill vibe. You treat everybody well. It's more like a family, a community aspect than I run the shit, I'm gonna do what I want. So and it's way smoother. And then even from that, with knowing you when you opened Seesaw, I was like, well dang, like let me go try out Seesaw. It was like not too long. Yeah, I was like out with y'all and I was like, dang, let me go, try it out and loved it, of course. So I definitely love that vibe.
You became my promoter.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, just being friendly, you kind of helped me promote my business without me telling you, hey, post this flyer, tell your people. So
I just wanted to because, you looked out and, gift shots, openly, willingly. It's not like you're asking for anything in return. You're just being genuine in yourself, and I respect that.
I definitely appreciate it.
I will say this. It's kind of hard to not notice that you the owner of things when they're all in your bio.
I just like to go and enjoy ourselves, and but I do like to promote my businesses as much as I can.
Right.
I might tell you about Sea Salt, but not tell you that I'm the owner. I just want you to go and enjoy yourself.
Right.
You tell me how you felt, and if you feel any type of negative, I want to change it. You feel me? Because I want the customer experience to be the best.
Right. Wow. Okay.
And not biased. Because
sure.
when they do that, it's, coming from them, not like, hey, can you do this for me?
Right.
So what is the story of you? Did you always know you wanted to own clubs? When you start throwing parties?
I always knew I wanted to own multiple businesses.
Yeah.
Clubs just happened to be the first one I was able to open.
Right.
Really, I just knew I had enough people.
Yeah.
And my business partner, Kevin Edwards, he had buildings. People with buildings.
Yeah.
They need something to go in the building.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how we kind of started out between me, Chris Stainless. He used to run Club Miami.
Yeah, for sure.
So y'all picked up, and my first club was Capture. It was Armed. That whole block is gone now, but it used to be right next to Opium.
I do remember Capture. I didn't know that you owned that.
That was my first one, for sure.
Okay.
Capture.
So like, all right. So as somebody who wants to open a club and wants to start this shit up, like, how's this start up? How was the build up? What's the processes and shit that you got to go through to like open up your own club? 'Cause I know for a fact I want to open up my own club one day.
Start small. That's what I recommend everybody. I did not start with Opium. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I started with high school parties to go into a Capture, which is smaller than Opium, and then we kind of got blessed into Opium when the previous owners of Privé tried to relocate. We owned the
That was
parking lot.
AG and them, right?
Right. So AG and Deshaun, they owned Privé.
Right.
We owned the parking lot at Capture that made the liquor license possible at Privé. And when you change leases, you have to renew most of your stuff. So we told the landlord straight up, either you give it to us or you give it to them again, and they'll never be able to open.
Where did you learn the business from?
Learn business from
I'm
my
talking about
mom.
That business.
That business, really just trial and error. Like, I've lost and won with a whole bunch of high school parties. And parties in general is the basis of a club. Because the expenses, your front ends, back ends, all of that. But then the only thing I learned outside of just the high school parties and other parties in general was staffing. So like having your waitresses tip them out, hookah staff, paying them an hourly plus their tips, having consistent security guards, but I've dealt with security guards, I've dealt with promoters, I've dealt with DJs, bookings, all of that. But like actual staff,
it was something different.
Totally different.
So all the personalities.
Yeah.
Man.
So you started mentioning your mom, so I'm sorry I cut you off on that because I hate to cut people.
Nah, for sure.
So your mom, you learned a lot from business from her.
For sure. Like I told you, my philosophy is Coca-Cola. So she worked for a company, hourly worker. I hated it. She used to wake up early to take us to school. Then she would work out at work, then go to work, then get off. So I didn't like that part of it, but I like the fact that Coca-Cola, when they launch something as a new product, it's already way beyond when someone as an individual launches a product. Sprite coming as just Sprite might have done okay, but like Sprite coming from Coke, it's automatic.
It's already got the marketing and everything behind it. It's in stores. It's just doing what it's gonna do.
So my Coca-Cola is the clubs, but then my Sprite might be Sea Salt. My Powerade might be Goodfellas. My whatever might be something else, and they all run separately. So like I have my all different managers on Instagrams, on websites, on phone numbers, on separately everything, just like Coca-Cola would.
So you treat everything as a separate entity, but
got to be, because if I use my just say waitresses at Goodfellas and Opium, will
it's
never
not gonna
be able to
work.
work.
It's
Right,
a
yeah,
different
right.
crowd,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
different,
ever.
yeah.
Right.
So I got totally different everything you could think of for each different business.
So let's talk about like the financial of the situation, because to own clubs and businesses, well, to own your first club, you had to have some type of financial going on. So what was your way of like saving to get to that point of I could put down money to own a club?
So I'm gonna tell you my way that I did it, but then I've been taught better ways. For one, if I'm going to do parties and just be parties and not do and own a club, if you do it the right way with paperwork and different credit cards and different stuff like that, the bank will see how much you pay out and bring in. So they're more so willing to give you different bank loans, whether it's small, big, whatever the case is. When I started, I really started with just cash. Just because I was saving up more from just different entities, different parties. But everything that cost $1 million don't cost $1 million right now.
Yeah.
And that's what intimidates a lot of us. Your house might cost $1 million, but I promise you didn't pay $1 million up front. You feel me?
Yeah.
So dealing with Kev, he knew the different processes to pay for things over time, rather than we all coming with $200,000 a piece. I did not know $200,000. But I can get a 10 here.
Yeah,
and then, all right, look, in 2 months you're gonna need a dub.
Yeah.
You feel me? In 3 months we're gonna have to pay for this, and this.
Yeah.
But if we doing the business right, then everything gonna pay for itself.
Everything should pay for itself. So doing things more so to keep track, and everybody don't want to show how much money they're making and shit like that. But it's better to do that just so you're not using your own money always no more.
Right.
What you think is the most difficult situations you had to go through in the process of owning clubs or multiple businesses? What was the most difficult process?
The actual permitting. That's one thing me and a couple other business owners in this industry are trying to change, because when you're trying to open this specific entity, it's way harder, and they put you through way more loopholes than opening just a random salon suite.
Right.
You feel me? It's like
you gotta get so many licenses and everything.
Different, and then it's almost, if you know the right person that's gonna come and check you this date, because like before, building a house, you have to do this first and that first and this first, but this person has to come to sign off before you can do that.
Right.
And if I'm in the books with you to come sign off my plumbing, and I need you first, but you not scheduled to 4 months out because I don't even know you, and I gotta wait 4 months for you to come, for him to come after that to put the drywall up. So it's like permitting issues be bad with a lot of different building processes, especially when COVID or something like that happens, because ain't nobody trying to answer your questions when they're not in the office and they're answering remotely.
Right.
You feel me?
They're working on daytime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then it's a lot easier, honestly, in Fulton County. But I've had friends like Dream and Gwinnett that's going through the worstest, because Gwinnett is not even the same as Fulton.
That shit. I felt bad for him when that shit happened. I was like, when that shit happened, I felt bad for him, because we was doing day parties there.
We had literally just started doing day parties on Saturday.
Damn, this shit happened. That shit
But
crazy.
see, if it was easy for him to get permitted, if he has insurance, if he could go find another building next door. And get permitted quickly,
it wouldn't be a problem.
He wouldn't hurt as much. But because all this shit he gonna have to go through, he was building that shit for 2-3 years.
Like I know.
You kill somebody like that.
Like knowing that. And there was another club when they had to choose between the same thing. Y'all got a choice. You can either have hookah or liquor, pick one.
And that's not cool.
That shit wild.
That shit's cool. That's not
That
cool.
shit is crazy.
So it's like, you know, him doing that, luckily he was able to withstand the 2-3 years of going through that process.
Yeah.
But some people are drowned trying to, and then you put all your money into it
Yeah.
and not be able to open. Now you don't got nothing in there. Like, he can't sell nothing in there after he puts it all in there.
Yeah.
Maybe equipment, but he had custom couches and flooring and
all that
walls and bars
signage,
and
all that.
lighting and shit.
All
Like,
that
you
shit.
can't sell none of that. You just lost.
Yeah.
So that's the horrible part of the situation, the process.
So that will lead me to ask you about this because I have 2 favorite clubs in the city. One is Vision Lounge for sure.
I like
the
it.
other
You
one
did a
is
great job.
the other one is Opium.
Okay, I appreciate it. I died myself.
That's what's up. And honestly, like before I even knew anything about whatever, I just know I just like going there. This was the first time I went there. Jeezy was there, and this is when I don't even know how to this. It was like an upstairs downstairs type thing. You know what I'm saying? That's my first one. I was like, oh, this shit is amazing.
Yeah,
well, this shit elite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how you know what I'm saying? How was it dealing with the moving of it? Because Opium at one time was the upstairs downstairs thing, and then there was Alibi downstairs down the steps, and then eventually Opium moved to where that was, and then Opium moved to somewhere else, and then now Opium is somewhere else. So like, how was that shit?
What happened was we had been at Opium and Capture, because we had just got it, for around 5 years. And when we first started there, I don't know if y'all remember, but it was a Checkers on the corner. That used to be one of the only restaurants open in the city. And across from that was a Domino's. And then next to us, which is student housing now, and then next to that is NCR. All of that was parking lots. Like every one of them was parking lot. So like, student housing came in, NCR came in, they all came in, and as soon as student housing that's across the street from us, they opened, there was 100% capacity within 30 days because they're student housing. Guy came over and talked to us like, hey, look, fellas, I'm gonna have to buy y'all building. Like, straight up, told us. And it's not even about us. He's like, look, I got 32 floors with 16 units on each floor with 2 to 4 people per unit that I don't have to worry about their problems every first of the month. He gets paid twice a year from somebody's parent, from somebody's school, So basically he told us up front, and because of COVID, we got an extra year. He couldn't get his permits in and signed for him to build. So they gave us another 12 months to say either we're going to pay y'all to get out because we still have a couple more years in your lease, or we'll give you this 12 months to run it up, and then y'all got to go. So we already knew 12 months before that we was going to have to go. We initially bought Relapse Theater, which is on 14th Street.
Yeah, I know you.
Started renovating, and then we realized the underground was coming. So we moved to the underground. We get Saturdays and Sundays till 3, 4, 5 a.m. So it's supposed to become the entertainment district, so forth and so on. So we sold 14th Street to move into underground. So it wasn't as bad of a transition. However, I had to re-permit everything. It's not transferable like you would think.
Because you're going to a different zone.
It's a different, that liquor license is for an address.
Damn.
It's not for.
It's not for your.
It's not a zone or a district.
No, so like our liquor license is in my business partner Chris's name. Although it's in his name, it's tied to an address. So like all of our different locations that have liquor, they all have different liquor licenses. We don't share liquor licenses. Once I move from Opium, I can't take it down the street.
Ain't it the same liquor board though?
Same people.
What the fuck?
Same name, same all that.
So what are y'all? What can y'all
shit.
do? What did you find out? Can y'all do to eventually at least try to change that? What is the process of that? Like, what are y'all doing?
Right now, because of this nightlife team, I guess, or nightlife industry trying to team up to figure out which mayor we're going with at this point today.
Yeah.
We already know which mayor you're going with because we know what the other side is. I know exactly who.
Yeah.
What's her girl name? Let's just say what's her girl name? What's her name? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
When or not we as a nightlife industry are trying to band together to at least have a council to speak on our behalf rather than it's times where like at Opium our address is 960 Spring Street. Well, that was our old address. But if a fight, a break-in car, a shooting, anything happened in a 1 mile radius, any neighbor don't call the police and say, "Oh, there's a shooting at Opium." You feel me?
Fact.
But like we
it
don't
has
have
nothing to do with y'all.
nothing. But we don't have a board or a team or anything where we can defend ourselves.
Yeah.
That's just a point on
Not
our
like
on our
these, like, in
address.
general.
So if 5 things happen in the vicinity of downtown 10th and Spring Street, it all going us. So like we're trying to create a board where we meet with the councilmen, the council ladies, the mayor, at least quarterly, so we can address some of our issues that we be having, like processings, and to defend ourselves. Like we should be able to defend ourselves and say, "Hey, this didn't even happen near us."
Right.
Like we have police officers outside. You don't think our police would have reported it?
Yeah.
Because everybody has a police officer outside.
Yeah.
We
You have to.
2 to 4.
You have to.
So you don't think our police at the location would have reported it? But it's things like that where we're trying to be able to defend ourselves on random people calling us, giving us noise violations, and it's like we never got a warning or a written citation.
Let me ask you this though: do y'all, as a unit, club owners and things like that, regret backing Kasim Reed as early as y'all did?
I never did, and nor of any of our partners did. And honestly, we never backed anyone officially.
I asked because I did see a whole lot of it.
Yeah, I did see a lot of it. And we didn't really coattail after anyone on that initial race because it was honestly going to be between 1 and 2 after that race.
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
So of course we did support Andre within this past month or 2.
Right.
But we didn't support anyone initially.
Okay. I think it's
Hey, so listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into like a 1 or 2 song music break. Then we're gonna get into some real nightlife.
Deeper questions.
With the
Deeper
shits.
questions.
With
We
the
want to know
shits.
more.
We're gonna get into with the shits.
Yeah.
So DJ Richie, play something for us. This is we back the afternoon trap.
Bring afternoon vibes, the afternoon drive.
DC Rock in the building.
King Juice.
Deja Merritt.
Yes, sir. We
got
here.
no other than the ghost of Atlanta, Dolo Dorsey in the motherfucking building.
Damn right. So hey man, you've been doing your thing in this nightlife thing, and you know we gotta keep it real in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like Atlanta, that upper echelon in nightlife is competitive. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But when it comes to Atlanta, when people think of it, the first thing people think of is, you know what I'm saying, AG.
Hey, nah, honestly, he the GOAT. I ain't even gonna flex on him. Like, Holmes is that dude when it comes to nightlife in general, worldwide, and Atlanta, for sure.
For sure, definitely. So how is it, you know what I'm saying, being in the, you know what I'm saying, being in that realm and you know what I'm saying, working with him, working alongside him and things like that, or you know.
So we really, truly never really worked together per se. I ended up working with him through another affiliate, D Money, when we was out in All Star Weekend LA.
Okay.
But up until recently, we weren't even cool. Like, you know, we were. It was friendly competition at first. I'm younger, way younger than he is, and he's had plenty of clubs. But I became business partners with his brother, and we became enemies.
So how was that becoming business partners? Becoming business partners with it? Because first of all, it sounds like a young dog situation.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So how is it? You know what I'm saying? Mixing, you know what I'm saying? Getting into business with his brother, and then eventually beefing with him.
Shit. Let's see. Well, him and his brother was at it first. Basically, him and his brother was going back and forth. They personal business, but allowing him to be our partner at Opium, I guess I inherited the beef with them.
Okay.
And with inheriting the beef from them, it was a couple times that I went to his establishments just supporting with a couple of my athlete friends. We bought a table or two, and he did not let me in. Like,
damn,
hey, he can't come in.
I mean to laugh like that, but yeah.
Did you get a refund at least?
I let my homeboys go in. Like, man, you know what? Y'all go ahead. Yeah. I'll deal with this later.
He said specifically you.
No, I'm talking about pointing me out like security. He can't come in because I was with a group of people. I was with Freeman one time.
But you showing support.
Yeah,
you don't
Devontae
Freeman. We had bought a table.
1,000-yard rush of Devontae Freeman.
My boy, Devontae.
Okay.
Yeah, and he just wouldn't let me in. And then I went to another one of his clubs. I think it was Amora, the one that's
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Pointed me out. Hey, fellas, and security told me straight up, hey, you know, everybody else can go in, but you and Cowboy. I was with one of my other homeboys.
You was
Cowboy.
Cowboy. Specifically said us two could not come in.
And this like recently, so is it still like this type shit?
Well,
like
this was maybe 2 years ago, maybe almost 3, because Amora's been closed.
Amora's been closed for a little minute. Yeah.
So
it's a different club, but a similar name.
I ended up putting a billboard in this parking lot at Gold Room, my face on it.
Period. Petty. Period.
Fuck with it, rich nigga shit.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, look, how did you get a phone call about that shit?
I got so many phone calls, but he was calling people that's like my big homies. So they was like, "Little bruh, I'm supposed to be calling you to tell you I need you to take this shit down right now."
But
like, hilarious for putting this shit up. I'm like, look, bro, that shit's staying up there.
That shit real.
And shit, I left it up there for a little while.
That's
tough.
God. That's tough.
Hold on, time out. That shit's funny.
But I had in my weekly lineup and shit. So he was calling other club owners like, "Y'all put y'all shit in my parking lot," and it was like, we ain't have nothing to do with that. Dorsey put his shit up, and I happened to be throwing parties at 11:45. So DJ had called me like, "Hey, Alex is saying that you got a billboard with our Friday on his parking lot at Gold Room, and he do Friday." So
look,
and let me see. So this was a couple years ago. This is the time where 11:45 was transitioning from being known for Tuesdays to being known for Fridays.
Fridays going crazy. So it was perfect. I wanted them to come see my face every time they went to work.
You gonna remember me?
Hey, I love it. I love it.
I think it's fair game.
Now let me ask you this though, because I know you was doing parties at Medusa at one time. The Sunday night party, the Bottle Wars.
My favorite.
The legendary Bottle Wars Sunday night party.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, if you wasn't about
my favorite
four bottles was the minimum.
Facts. You was in the back.
No. We would overrule the 4 bottles.
No. Dead ass.
We would would we not do the back corner ones for like 5 or 6 sometimes? Like overrule, like, oh, they want 4, well, they want 5. Let's put them here. We're sold out.
I'm just talking about the people who wanted to buy some shit. If you would just want to I want to go out to Medusa Sunday. It's a minimum of 4 bottles to come here to Bottle Wars shit.
If you do that, you can get a seat.
Mm-hmm. So you were doing that. You were doing that with Benny, and I know Benny fucks with AG and things like that. So how was that during that time? Because Bottle Wars was still going on during that time.
We kind of like, it was like a mesh of the both worlds. I ain't gonna say his world's different than mine, but like him and Alex have a different community of Atlanta.
Okay.
And working with him, it was cool because it was some people that I don't usually see on a regular basis.
Right.
It's still like my big homies, my friends, homegirls, and so forth. But it was definitely cool. Me and him got into it a couple times. Ain't no smoke, ain't no beef, but sometimes liquor get to us.
Yeah.
It be like that.
It should be what it be.
It be like that. And then we forgive each other after, whatever. But me and him cool. Yeah,
that's what's up.
Do you look at the like competitiveness and stuff like that, like the hard times of owning clubs and owning businesses and competing with other people? Do you look at like as hard times, or that shit like kind of like fun and natural to you?
I don't like to compete per se, because I feel like, especially in Atlanta and in this industry in general, there's enough people to go around.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes I might have to go a little harder because you went a little harder. You feel me? Yeah. So it's just business at the end of the day. But I don't really think of competition like that.
Yeah.
I think they think of us and my team as competition more so than we acknowledge anybody else's competition.
That's facts. A lot of issues that, like you said, it's not really competition. People are trying so hard to be you and competing with you and not even, making it their own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, do something to stand apart, make you apart from us. Like, stop really trying to compete with us.
And we don't even mind working with other people. They just don't want to work with us.
Yeah,
because
they have like built up hostility.
Trying to go against us. It's like, we could just make money together.
Right.
Right. Be straight.
Yeah.
Right. So where do you think more revenue comes from? Is it from people who live here or from people who travel here and then may hear about your establishment?
More revenue probably comes from out of towners, but those are outliers. So like those are the weekends when it's supposed to be crazy.
Philly versus
so
ATL.
Even if an Atlanta person happens to spend more money that weekend, they felt the pressure to have to spend more money that weekend. So like, out of towners definitely raise the price of things.
Right.
Like a regular week, you feel like, hey man, I'm your homeboy. Like I'm not paying you $4,000 for this section. I was here twice this month. So, but they understand.
I definitely felt that way during All-Star Weekend.
We
went out one night. We went to Rose Bar. After that, we was like, man, I'm not finna goddamn pay all this extra shit to go to the same place I went to last week.
Out of towners, you got like, Atlanta's like the cheapest of the poppin' cities.
That's what I always tell people. I was like, that's why people figuring that out, and that's why we oversaturated. That's why people moving in.
I'm talking about housing,
that's
to
why
cars,
people,
to bottom
I was
prices,
like, because other than us is Miami, Cali, New York.
They're
and then
all
it's
double
just,
the price.
They all dumb prices, though. If you go there, dumb prices.
We get a 1-bedroom for the price. We get a whole bunch of shit.
Right. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be some of them. Some people be posting their receipts from going out clubbing in Miami. I'm like, I'd be damned if I paid that.
Shout out to my boy Ricardo and Victory down there, but you'll sit at dinner with a girl and be $500, like,
man, shit.
Cause they charge like $24.
Definitely asking her if she got $250.
Like,
right.
But when you don't think about it.
Yeah. So, but no, here $500 for. I'm taking you out one time, $500.
See, and that's just us two. But it's $24 a shot rather than we charging 10 and 12.
Yeah,
and they charging 65 and 75 for a hookah, and we charging 40 and 50.
Like,
but our expenses are a little less, so we can afford that. But they bottle prices is double ours. Like everything is just higher.
Okay, I have a question. So like, with being a club owner, like you said, you have those people that come every week. Are you one of those owners that, oh yeah, they're regulars, they come every week, they spend, this X amount of money and give them like discounts or discount their bottles or take off their hookah?
But you gotta know your personnel, because like some people are gonna take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's, I feel like it's
back
huge.
Up when they know it's this popping weekend. Bro, I've been sitting here once a month for $500. Like, look, bro, I promise I got it. And I got you next weekend. But tonight, I need you to pay $1,500. And certain people, like, all right, you know what, cool. It's still some of the people that be like, look, bro, no.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl weekend.
Now they really mad at you, and it's like, bro, it's not no offense, but you wouldn't do it vice versa. Like, I'm not coming to your sneaker store asking for nothing. I promise.
Paying for it, yeah. I feel like a lot of people take advantage of that. They be like, oh, well, get the owner. And I'm just like, dang, like, servers don't really like that either because it's cutting into their money. And I feel like money is, be about your money. Like, at the end of the day, if so-and-so's paying it, why can't they pay for it?
I'd rather send you something extra than discount your stuff. Just because I know it didn't cost me as much to give you something extra rather than what I would have lost by you paying
and discounting.
So let me ask you this. So how do you make, as an owner, how do you make consistent people feel at home? You know what I'm saying? Because I know that for a fact there are clubs I will not go to if every time I go there I gotta deal with new security. Motherfuckers goddamn acting like they ain't never seen me before.
See,
waitresses still goddamn hassling me. Like, bro, like,
the retention in the club, like different servers, different security. Once you start going somewhere so often, you get accustomed.
3 weekends. You
I'm looking at you crazy, shawty. I don't know you. I've been here longer than you have.
Nah, but I'm a customer first. So like that's how I was able to build and design the club, because I know where, if I'm happen to have to sit all the way over here, like where and how much and where I'm gonna put it. Like I want to deal with a good server, and like, cause she's gonna have to serve my table sometimes. I want to deal with a good door staff, cause if they go OD at the door, your whole experience from then on is just bad.
Yeah.
So like, from the bathroom man to the doorman, I want everybody to have the same persona as I would and treat everybody the same. But I'm a customer first, so that's kind of why I take pride in the customer experience, because I travel and I spend money on the same shit.
Everybody else
do.
What would you change, if anything? What would you change about the nightlife industry right now in Atlanta? Because I know you've been here when the nightlife industry wasn't like it is now. It's like more Hollywood, more. You basically need to have a good amount of money to goddamn enjoy a good time in the popping clubs in Atlanta now. What would you change about the nightclub industry now?
See, it's hard to say I would put dance floors back on, because people aren't making dance music. You feel me? It's like, although we turned up in the section, besides TikTok and the girls doing they shit, like, they not making twerk music to go to the dance floor and get some twerk.
Yeah, like one every now and then.
I would say put dance floors back, because I want that customer experience.
The original opium I went to with the upstairs, I said they did have.
But
we had some space.
We had that space right there at the front.
As a club owner, do you think you would, even if they did put dance floors back, do you think you would make more money as you do now? Because now it's like a lot of sections. You gotta buy sections.
That's why we transition to that. So I want dance floors back, because the customer experience of not having the mostest of the money would be better. But of course, profit wise, I know I'm guaranteed a certain amount of money per square footage. You feel me? Yeah. I know if I get these 2 couches sold, whatever I get them sold for, I know they spent that much money. Divided by 10 people, because that's how many people usually come in the section, or divided by 20 people, I know how much I got per person. Rather than I let you in for $20 and you sat at the bar and didn't drink shit all night. You feel me?
Yeah.
Or you was the one
that's
walking
when you take away
around
the
all
seats.
night, going from table to table.
Oh yeah,
no seats at the bar.
Clubs great for doing that shit.
No
Now
seats at the bar.
they'll come and snatch all the
you get
seats from the bar.
You get too comfortable. You stop spending.
Here, like,
you done bought 2 drinks. You ain't spending no money. Get up. Like, get up. But I also don't understand, like, I feel like you should have put a dance floor in Opium too, even if it was small, because like, I know even like on Sundays, like y'all had that twerk fest.
People too good. People don't want to go down there and be seen.
Did you not see y'all's twerk fest last week? Everybody in between the sections on the floor, the girls going crazy.
But all right, cool. We was between packed spaces, homegirl.
Yeah.
But if we all on the outskirts of this room, like prom, and then the dance floor in the middle, no one's going to the dance floor. That's just not what you're gonna do. And guess what? When you do it once, as soon as you finish that one song that you felt like going out there and having courage, you're going right back. So it's like.
So how do you think we can change the culture back to like just having fun like that? Because like
the music is different.
It's very dark.
It is. Even Travis Porter was one of our growing ups. They made a lot of songs that made us be able to go to the dance floor. It's not a lot of songs that we can just go to the dance floor with.
Right.
Unless you got a TikTok line.
Right.
Like, and then the girls only know that. Like, we don't all know TikToks.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if it's even gonna go back into dance floors.
I feel like.
Go ahead.
I feel like a lot of club spacing is off. Like, you need more space or area in between the sections, like even in front of the sections, because I know some places I go to that have space in front of the section, the girls get up in front of the section, turning up with their section. It's more of a vibe, and it's not really that dance floor culture, but I mean, they're up and out of their seat. They got space to do, what they want to do. They got space to turn up and get lit, versus being in a tighter space, you feel more confined. People are closer to you.
But
people get shy.
I'm responding to that. You have the chance to change that, bro.
But it's kind of both, though. People like to be spaced out as much as you think they do. They really don't. Like,
you gotta build
when
close.
You're in a big party, you still don't feel like it could be so much space and everybody got the space. That was the time you had the worst time of your life. It's the time where people are on top of each other that
and
you
mad
had
that
the
people are on
most
top
fun.
of each other.
Yes.
You're like, get off of
So
me.
as
but
much
it's
as
like-
space you want to say after
You
you
know-
left the club, you really didn't
You know
want that
what?
much space.
And this is no shot to the people I'm about to mention at all whatsoever. But Haven Lounge in Gwinnett.
Yeah.
I fuck with Haven. I fuck with the owners at Haven. Some people may not hate me for saying that, but fuck y'all. But I fuck with the owners at Haven. This and the third. But Haven is a huge fucking spot. It's fucking huge. It's got a huge dance floor. It's got enough space in the sections. It's got like 20 sections, a whole other side, and the floor, and all of that other shit. And people still don't attack it like that. It could be like I've actually been in there where all the sections are filled, and it still feels like.
And that's what I'm
First
saying.
of all, it's in Gwinnett. It's in Gwinnett.
But
That
no,
makes
but
it
what I'm
different.
saying is it's
all
all filled, and you
But
still
it
feel
still
empty
wouldn't-
because like it's so fucking.
That's
I mean,
a
I
party.
don't really like it. So.
That's a party. You
Yeah.
want to be uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
that's just the nature of having fun. Like people don't want comfortability as much as you think they do.
Yeah, they say that like being, anti and stuff.
You
But
want
as
your
soon
own
as somebody
space,
turns you
but
up,
don't
you
wanna
turn
be
it up with them.
comfortable for real.
Right.
I caught myself doing a party series called Never Been This Lit. And my first party I did was at fucking Haven. And I literally sold out all the sections in fucking Haven.
Believe it.
The problem was the floor was still empty. And the other side that had 6 other sections was empty. So while I had all the sections lit, my party still looked lame.
Okay,
And I
so
could never recreate that magic after that. I had that one time I did it, but I did it at the wrong place. If I would have done it at a place that was more tighter in, like section, like living room for example, if I would have did some of the same shit like that space, lit. How I looked at Haven, I gotta angle my camera a certain way.
Right.
Don't throw that
It'd be like
shit.
that.
Don't throw that shit over there.
Yeah.
Hell no.
So Dorothy, you've been I think you've been to Sheba. They moved Medusa Sunday there one day. How do you feel about their spacing? Because they do have more room in front of the sections. They have in front of the stage DJ booth. There's a square, but a lot of people be there dancing, and even on sold out nights, we're literally sold out, but people are in that area dancing and vibing. Some people sit on the stage, smoke hookah, and there's people in front of them dancing and vibing. So like, how do you see that space?
I would like to get where people have more space, but as an owner, I know we be trying to squeeze the buck. I told you, we trying to get the most money per square footage.
Okay.
As much as I can, because Opium, the old one, we started out with just say 20 sections, but it might have been a big party where I'm like, hey look, I need 5 more, and we figured it out. But guess what? After I figured it out, you think I'm taking them back out?
No.
So I did another bigger party than that, and then it was like, hey, I need 5 more for real. It's people calling right now, I need it. We figured it out, and we left them.
Yeah.
And of course, we rented those, but then we got those built to make sure, like, shit, if I can add 10 more sections in here, I'm not taking them out.
You straight.
For sure. That's how we built Opium differently than Privé. Privé had it straight down the middle. Now we're going to put it on both sides where you can just have a walkway rather than a dance floor.
For sure. So.
You answered our ceiling question from earlier. Did you?
Oh yeah, no.
You want more money per square footage?
Yeah.
About
No,
this.
because I'm gonna be real. As a nigga, look, I'm 6'3", 6'4".
Right?
Standing on the couch in a new Opium, I'm damn near touching the ceiling with my head.
And see, that wasn't by choice.
I
I want high ceilings. If we could
was
have
like,
took it up
this
some
is so
higher,
high.
we would have took it up way higher. Because it's different
Yeah.
things that we can't do in there, like cold sparks. We want them to go through the whole building.
Yeah.
But because of the low ceilings, they don't have time to kick out. They're going to be really on your face.
Yeah.
Right.
So we can't get cold sparks. So we do not want the low ceilings. That was not.
How long do you envision yourself being at that location?
I'm 10 years at least. I'm 5
Damn.
to 5.
Damn.
For real. Like, I ain't leaving there.
Okay.
For sure. We might get some more things. We got some more things building right now, actually. But we'll not be leaving there at least for
Well,
10 years.
So let me ask you this. Really, the most important question we can ever ask you in here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Deja. Go ahead. Before we get asked that, go ahead. Seven.
My question?
Yes, go ahead. Cause you started.
Okay. I want to know, like, you're saying you're going to be there for 10 years and things like that. Do you want to, like, go to other states? Like, open
Yes.
up lounges in Miami, open up lounges in LA, like, is the stopping point just Atlanta?
So honestly, that was the game plan in 2019 going into 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But then of course,
COVID.
So at this point, we're trying to identify, because some of the cities are still not like us yet.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? They're still on the limited capacities, and certain offices closed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to end up. Sorry to even use Dreams as an example,
Dragging
but I
the
don't want to
process
end up
out.
like Dream.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I can't. 3 years of rent alone in
It's
a
a
business I'm not
motherfucker.
making no money from is damn near washing my money from, and I don't want to be just breaking even at a profitable situation when they're not ready yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes sense.
we are trying to do more Goodfellas, more so first. Pizza and wings, $9.99, fries and a drink. Sounds college. So we're going after all colleges.
I mean, it's a good area for it.
I'm gonna give one to at UGA with me and Todd Gurley, and then I'm gonna find an athlete at every major school, and we'll just partner with them to make it their
Have you ever
location.
thought of partnering like with the school? Like I went to Valdosta State, but I had Blazer butts. But I was able to go to like, you know, Big Nick's down the street and use
Yes
my
and
Blazer
no,
butts.
because there's so many other stipulations you have to. I don't like to be micromanaged, and like, it's mandatory if you are a school organization. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, they might not want to hire a felon. Feel me? That's just an example. I'm not saying that that's what we just do, but like, I don't want to have to deal with the school. I'd rather put it right next to the school where the kids is the dorms off
And just
campus.
have them flow there naturally. Yeah.
And then make whoever was that guy at that school, it's his location.
Yeah.
And he's promoting it and making
It's
more
his
of a name.
location. I
Okay.
just get a little money off of it.
So one more question before we get to the most important one is how do you feel and where do you want to place yourself, knowing that everything that you want, you know, who you are to Atlanta, clubs and everything that's going on, you know what I'm saying, and how you come across, about placing yourself and how you want to be viewed and everything else that compared to AG Entertainment, compared to Rich Foundation, compared to these things, because when these things come up and these names come up, you know what I'm saying, your name is not necessarily one that comes up all the time.
No offense to them, but I don't even like being compared to them because I see myself compared to way bigger people.
Okay.
I don't care about the clubs. You feel me? Like, it just happens to be one of my sources of income.
It just happened to be one of them
I
things
feel
that
like
you're good
they
at.
care more about the clubs than I do.
And you trying to be bigger than that.
You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
That just happens to be one of the things that helped me make my most money first.
Right.
I want to have 50 Goodfellas, where if I only make $1,000 a week from them, I make $50,000 a week.
Right.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about the clubs, but the clubs for sure, I love it. That's what I've been doing forever.
That shit is amazing.
So it's not that I don't like it or love it or enjoy it. I just don't give a fuck about being compared to.
Like, there's
I
more
want
to
to be
do.
compared to Diddy and compared to Oprah and shit.
Yeah.
I want to own a whole bunch of shit, and then something will make me the beat with them, and then I just happen to have all these other things that I can do.
Right.
But there's no offense to them, because I felt like AG should have done way more than he has done in his reign of the past 20 years.
Yeah.
You feel me?
He
Like,
definitely could have. He just
there's
worried
no
about
reason
stuff that
he don't
shouldn't
have
be
a
worried about.
fucking Music Midtown. Like, he has paid every artist you could think of way more than all of these festivals have.
Yeah.
He should have a birthday bash,
Yeah.
like, in all the cities. So if he feels like he's compared to me, I feel great.
I just feel like his focus is in the wrong areas, but that's neither here nor there.
I ain't gonna teach you to go and motivate you to do more, because he's way capable to do way more. And I know he's teamed up with one of my business partners, Edrin James now, James and him, and they together are starting to do more, and I love it.
Sure. So
before we get you out of here, we got one last question that we ask everybody
Most
that come on the
important.
show.
Most
question.
important.
How is your mental health?
Honestly, mine's great, and I've been promoting trying to do a monthly mental health session with men. You feel me? Like my first one.
I won't want to be a part of that for real.
I'm so with it. My first one we gonna do is She Don't Hear Me. Like that's just the title, and I want everybody to come and just talk their shit. Like we'll have, of course, a different. A schedule of our show and how we gonna do it, but I definitely want to do it monthly, and if whoever want to be involved,
I definitely want to be in there. Sure.
I'm good. Like I think me not giving a fuck is why I'm cool and I'm good. I broke my neck last year, 11/11/2020. So like I could have died.
Right.
I flipped out the sunroof of my closed G-Wagon.
Damn.
You feel me? Onto the highway.
Damn.
So like. I look at life different. I don't really care about the things that people care about. People dying every day. So I would rather help everybody else get their shit straight.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
so I'm gonna ask you this one quick question. Do you think that not giving a fuck is more of a defense mechanism?
No, I think it's like.
I think he has more control.
It's
of his
more
mental.
control.
No, I'm just asking.
It's like stress is a pointless emotion. It just causes a time lapse where you not figuring out nothing. Right. If you owe somebody $1 million tomorrow, it's either you gonna get it or you not. It's not, you're not gonna, why cry? Like, either we're gonna figure it out for the next 12 hours, because it's sometimes where you might not know how you figure this shit out in such a short time, but you did. But like, that's just me not giving a fuck. That's one of the things I don't stress about nothing. Right. It's pointless.
Well, we appreciate you coming through to the trap, man.
Appreciate y'all for sure.
No, I appreciate you for sure, man. Shit, it's a really good combo right there. We've been this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming to the afternoon trap. Appreciate you coming to the trap with us.
No, I appreciate
you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Goddamn smoke.
Yeah, I'm glad that we did this interview.
Smoke down the trap.
Yeah, for real.
I'm glad we did this interview because I was trying to do my research, and on YouTube, it's just one interview of you just for 5 minutes. I was just like, it was just a 5-minute interview. I was like,
just stuff, but because I don't really like to talk.
Yeah,
I feel like I know I got a platform where I do want to help others figure it out, whether it be with mental health or business or whatever. Because I ain't really have nobody to help me figure it out, and I don't like that the old heads don't really want to do that.
Yeah,
but
how old are you, bro?
I'm 31.
So yes, that answer right there makes you very important to the culture of what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're a 30-year-old club owner, business owner, things like that are actually very important and vital places to a city that a lot of people, Clifford Harris, my favorite rapper, I love him, called Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? In other words, it's a Black Hollywood. And you got a lot of places that a lot of people frequent and they do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So you're important to the shit, especially doing your shit at the age that you're doing.
I appreciate it.
So your voice is important. So I just want to.
I definitely appreciate it.
Well, it's the afternoon trap, man. We about to get out of here. Next show next is Culture Ticket. Shout out to them. The afternoon trap will be back here next Tuesday, of course, 3 to 6 p.m. Download that Hollywood Radio app. I am DC Rock.
Deja Merritt.
King Juice, and always understand and remember that we are the Ghost Center Entertainment exclusive right here in Hollywood Radio. Women live, men live, but numbers don't. Why? Because we put them on a motherfucking board. Call it the Steph Curry of radio. God damn it.
Head ass. You should just have a video of that.